Hi, Rowena. We are back again with another behind the scenes video. So, in this video today, we are switching gears a little bit. We're not talking so much about our program. Our program, of course, is well underway, as this is September already. But we're going to talk about something that we are also excited about because this is something that we created just recently, right,
Yes,
Rowena?
yes, absolutely. So let's dive a little bit into the background for this and how this came about. So when we started with the program, one of the things I was thinking about was, we've got this program and there's, a certain number of people who'll be in it, and what about everyone else who isn't part of the program? Is there a way that we could sort of allow them to think about some of the challenges that they may be facing, and maybe is there something that we can do to kind of, I don't know, be with them as they embark on these things? So that's pretty much how the 30-day visibility challenge came about. And because I was thinking about this sometime at the end of August, I said, oh, let's just do something for 30 days. And of course, 1st September seemed perfect because it was a Monday. It was also the start of a new month and coinciding with the start of spring, which for me is always about, I don't know, transformation, renewal, flowers, planting seeds, all of that kind of stuff. And I thought, this would be fun. This would be fun. 30 days. And I was sharing this idea with you. And I didn't want to, because we already have so much going on. I've got my business, you've got your business, we've got the program. And I said, I'm not going to ask Krista to do this. I'm just going to say, I'm doing this, because I didn't want to like have you feel compelled. So I said I was going to do this, and then you kind of like gave me a surprise when you went, I can't let you do this all by yourself. I'm going to join in. I was like, oh, well, I was actually, wow, that is fantastic because, then I'm not doing this alone. So, the idea behind this 30-day visibility challenge is really quite simple. It's just posting something up online for 30 days in a row. Okay. So it's about thinking about sharing something about yourself or whatever you're working on in terms of your ideas, and just getting it out there into the world without overthinking, without waiting for this perfect time, because, well, there's no such thing as a perfect time. And I've never done this before. I mean, I post quite regularly, but 30 days in a row, well, yes, it is a bit of a challenge. So, um, you want to carry on here? I'll let you say a little bit about what you're thinking about how this got started.
So when I heard that and I said, I'm going to join you on this challenge, then I was thinking, I'm sure there could be more people out there who would like to be part of this challenge. And I have heard, and then you have heard too, right? People struggle with being online, showing up online. And that's the reason why we are doing our program. So we know that out there, women, well, women and men have a difficulty showing up online. They don't know what to post, they don't know what to say, and sometimes they just feel, a lot of times they feel it's really self-centered posting, like it's all about myself and me and all that. But I feel that if we could open it up to people around us who really wanted to show up, but sometimes they may just need group support to show up, and this is where a group support in the form of a 30-day challenge, when everyone is doing it, you're not the only one doing it, you're not the only one, feeling unsure or what to post or how to post. I think this was the idea that I had. Like, let's give other people a chance to be on this challenge with us, so that if they have always felt this uncertainty about showing up online, now they have no reason to say they are uncertain, because now they can do this with us, and it's completely free, and they can show up, and they have a reason, because sometimes people feel they can't do something without a reason. Like, I can't be posting every single day without reason. But if you can say, oh, I'm doing this because I'm part of a 30-day visibility challenge, people say, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's something that, you're doing for yourself. And that will probably encourage their friends to join in too, which we have seen happen, right? For our
That's right.
our visibility challenge, people have just been inviting or sharing with friends. And when they tag us, when they post, people will, our friends will see, their friends will see it. So basically, it's like a nice community of people who are reading and sharing. Yeah. So that's what I felt. This inclusivity of it all was the point
Yes.
that I was trying to make.
So I'll tell you a little bit. If you're hearing this and you're going, oh, this is interesting, tell me more. So I'll just give you a bit of a quick one on this. So basically, it's 30 daily prompts. So it's either questions or statement that's going to help you to guide your post. Now, we haven't really spoken about this, but we have the prompts out there, but they are in a way a kind of guide. So if you feel you want to post on something else, I think we're not too caught up in that. For us, the whole goal is 30 days of posting. So if you're running out of ideas or you just need a bit of help, then you can use the prompts, but you don't have to. And what happens is you join a Telegram group. So we've created a Telegram group. Once you join that group, and it's free to join, every day you'll get the prompt coming up at a fixed time, and that will help you to go out there and create whatever you're writing. But then you're now part of a community of people who are all doing the same things, which means you can kind of share whatever you're writing with this group. You can kind of ask questions, talk about your experiences. You can do whatever. And the good thing is you've got a community around you. You've got, I guess, a bit of accountability, but more it's just that support of knowing you're not in this alone. You have other people who are doing this, and everyone's kind of in the same boat. And hopefully, the fact that you're part of something that's a little bit bigger than yourself and everyone's cheering each other, you have the ability to feel confident and you can move on. And you can use any kind of social media. So for us, because we spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, we both have decided to do all of our posts on LinkedIn, but you can choose Instagram, you can choose Facebook, whatever it is. And we are also, I don't know about you, but I've just naturally, it's text, so it's a short written post. But if video is what you want to do, actually that's an idea. I've just been thinking about writing, but maybe it's just like a 1 minute video, which will be a lot quicker. That's what you can do. It could even be an image. It could be a tweet. It's really anything that you would like, because the goal is 30 days of posting. So the point is not to overthink. The point is just to get into the habit, build that habit. And then there are some people who've joined and they were like, I'm really sorry, I didn't start on day one. It doesn't matter. Or they started on day one and they did it on day two, and then things happened at work and they fell off in terms of day three and four and they're feeling bad. It doesn't matter, right? We have the goal, and the goal is 30 days. But if you can't, you just do what you can. And we're fully aware that this is hard. And it's hard for us because I haven't done this. Krista has not done this before. This is our first time. We have a bit of experience with writing and posting more regularly, but this will be the first time trying to push something out every single day. So we fully expect that there are going to be situations when not everybody's going to be able to do it. And that's okay, right? What we want is for you to feel comfortable and engaged and excited and interested and seeing the fun in this too, not just all of the negativity. Because when we're talking about visibility, the things that will typically come up for you if you don't post often enough is, this is difficult, and I don't know what to say, or I don't want to talk about myself, or I don't want to brag, or where am I going to find the time, or I'm stuck. These are the things that many people have spoken to us about, and these are very real issues. But we also want to bring some fun back into this, and hopefully this does that. And the fact that we are getting, we're checking emails every day because we've got a form that you fill up in order to get in, and every day there's new responses coming in, which is so exciting, because that tells me people enjoy the collaborative approach and being part of a fun activity.
And they can point to it and say, this is what I'm doing. And it gives them that, again, I say, it gives them a reason to be online. So, although strangely, right, I mean, for the both of us, we wanted to do it on LinkedIn because that's where we hang out the most. but I see a lot of the people who joined us are also posting on LinkedIn. So that's a very interesting observation. The other thing is that when they are posting, if they tag us, either myself or Rowena, we would definitely cheer you on by leaving some comments or, writing something about it underneath your post. So we feel that that gives the person more encouragement, because sometimes we understand, if you write something and then you put it up and maybe you get, people liking it or loving it, but there's no comments. And for me, as someone who posts online, I really enjoy reading the comments. I think the comments is where you get a lot more ideas, because your post could have sparked someone's comments on this idea that person is giving you right there in the comments. So I believe that, even if you're okay, so if just say you want to be part of this challenge, join us in this challenge. But even if you're not in this challenge and you want to support your friends, when you read their social media posts, when you read something that they've written, just write a comment. I think that is the most helpful thing you could do for your friend or your business, or a business connection, or even someone you know, someone you want to know well. So you just leave a comment, and I think that will be very much helpful, even if you're not part of this challenge, right? So the struggles that you spoke about, Rowena, are very real for a lot of people. I still receive comments or personal WhatsApps that, I've written something, I feel it's too long, I am just so shy to post this up. I get that. I mean, both of us are doing this challenge alongside those who have signed up for the challenge, and we know that it is not the easiest thing to do. So even people like us who write for a living, who communicate for a living, it is still a tough thing to do. But I feel that part of why we want to do this is we want to help people build that momentum. Sometimes it's just about that small little momentum that you're building every single day that will help you eventually get to the bigger goal. And like Rowena says, if you can do 30 days, great, come along and do the 30 days. If you can't do 30 days, do 10 days, do 15 days. Do whatever you are able to do with the time and the resources that you have at present, so that even if you did 10, 15 days with us, at least now you've built that little bit of momentum helping you, grow that visibility. Because I also want to mention that it's not so much the fact that we're posting is a really good daily habit, but I also feel that from what we have seen, right, uh, from the posts that we have put up, from the comments that we have gotten from people that probably were our friends and connections for a long time, but suddenly, the post that we wrote, that made them comment or say something. And I feel that this is like really re-establishing some connections for me, especially on LinkedIn. So I've seen that happen. And I think that if we could do this and people could listen to our stories or learn about our business through our stories, through the daily posting, there'll be so much more available to us at the end of 30 days. So, Rowena, I want to hear about your progress for the past 4 days. What has been your greatest aha moment, takeaway from doing it every single day?
Okay, I do have something to talk about in terms of what you shared just now. So, and I'll come back to what you said. So, talking about the momentum, I think I really agree with this point, and I will just share my own story with this. So, as I said, I write for a living. I've been writing for a living for a very long time, and I'm very active on LinkedIn. I write articles, not just for clients, but I write articles for myself and for my business, and I post things, short things as well on LinkedIn. So I'm fairly active. Not every day, but I'm fairly active. But when work gets really busy and I find myself stepping away from posting for a couple of days, I find I lose that momentum. I find I lose that momentum, which is strange, right? You would think after all of these years, it's just there and it should be easy. But I find, one, I lose the momentum, but two, and this is even after many years, I find myself losing a little bit of confidence. Truth. I do find that it's like, oh, I find myself second guessing what I'm going to say, feeling like, oh, this is not quite right. This is not quite ready. I don't feel like I should publish this, which when I am writing every day, something about that process that just somehow just makes me more comfortable. It's not about what I'm writing about. It's just that process that I go through every day. And because it's every day, it's so familiar and you go through it and it just seems to work. But once you step away from that and you get back in, it just feels a little bit slower and you're coming to grips with it. And that is the thing that causes me to have a bit of doubt and all that. And I just imagine, like, if I, after all of these years, I still have that. What more someone who has never done it or has done it once or twice, maybe had a bad experience, negative comments or not gotten the kind of responses they wanted to get, created some sort of expectation and then that expectation is not met. So the struggle is real. I know it because I have lived it and so I knowing that thing about myself, I generally try to post regularly. I try to make sure I post 2 or 3 times. But it's not, when I say that, it tends to focus on the activity. I'm not wanting to focus on the activity. I want to make sure that every time I post, I'm always thinking about my readers. So what am I posting this for? Who is this? Because I have a few different audiences and I want to make sure that I'm writing to suit them and that ultimately when people see this they go, okay, that's useful, or oh, that's interesting. I want to make sure that that is, and not just doing it for the sake of it, which makes it harder because you can't just put something out there. You always want to make sure that is this delivering what you intended to do. And so when you said something about the momentum just now, I was thinking, yeah, absolutely, that's my experience. um, then you talked also about the comments, and I was thinking, I've had people speak to me about how they spent all this time on a post or an article, and then they put it out there and then nothing. And that upsets them. Okay. It upsets them because they've invested all the time and energy and I need something back. Is it validation? I'm not sure. Is it agreement? Is it they want to get into a bit of a conversation, like, why is no one engaging with me on this? And I think I also, in the early days, many years ago, I used to also think that way. I used to be very impacted by the response. So I put something together and I'm waiting to engage with people. It's natural, right? You spend all that time and effort, you're crafting something and you think it's useful or you think it's good and you're wanting to engage. It's not a broadcast, you know? It should be the start of a conversation, but why is no one saying anything? Why? And it used to upset me and it used to demoralize as well because you think, well, it's not good enough. And you have all these thoughts coming into your mind, and naturally they're all negative. You're thinking it's you. You're thinking it's not good enough. You're thinking I'm saying something that's already been said, and so that begins to stop you and say, well, maybe, as you're writing the next thing, you're like, well, maybe this is not good enough. Maybe this is going to get the same sort of thing. And I had to, at that point in time, kind of stop myself because if I go down that road and there's no coming back, it's just going down and down and down. And, so I had to just say, look, I am going to get into a new mode of operating where I'm going to put something out there and I'm just going to let it go. This is what I want to say. And if there is engagement and if there's commentary and if there's discussion or questions, well, I'm super happy about it, but I'm going to let it go. And that helped me to move on to the next, to continue.
So I wanted to add on to that. So we're recording this in the first week of September. So we've been posting diligently for the last 4 days, and I haven't written my post for the day. So
Me neither.
what I've noticed is by just looking at my analytics on LinkedIn, I realized that the algorithm really favors people who post regularly. I've seen a huge jump in my reach.
Really?
People, yeah, I have, I've
I
seen that.
haven't even checked. I have to go and check.
I've seen that. And it's like a spillover effect because like every day I'm posting, so technically I have 4 posts, right? I see that sometimes I think even the post from day one appears on someone's feed or someone's timeline and they see it. So we think the moment we put up a post, everyone, all our contacts see it, right? All our connections see it. But it's not true. Because I think sometimes our older posts may come up for them or maybe a post from 2 days ago, so it's not necessary to post that I put up today unless of course the time that I put it up you're online and you see it, right? Otherwise if they log
Correct.
in an hour later or 2 hours or 3 hours later, they may be seeing my older post. But then again, this is actually helping spread my so-called post far and wider. I see that happening. So I think that's a good spillover effect. I'm not saying that you should post just because you want that reach, but reach is always good. Reach is always good, especially if you're thinking like, I want to post something, but who's going to see this? Well, people will see it, especially if you post diligently, consistently. The algorithm favors that. So if that helps people to think about, okay, why should I post? Why should I do this? Well, show up consistently and the algorithm gods will favor you.
Okay, yes, that's true. But right also for humans, right also for that human connection. But yes, those are really great points. Very briefly, I'll touch on my experience so far. I have started on my fifth day post. It's still in draft. That experience, it has been a little bit, it has been a little bit unnerving because the first couple of posts were all about what do I think about this and what do I want to do about this? And I was like, oh my gosh, so much talking about me and what I want to do. A bit unusual because I really work hard not to do that, unless it fits the context. So that was interesting, but I went along with it because it's the prompt, so I will go with the prompt that's been developed, and I enjoy it because one of the things that I find is that whenever I share a story or whenever others share a story, a personal story, your experience, your journey, your emotions, your thoughts, I find that gets so much more engagement. And really, it's interesting to also go through the process of thinking about those things that, we're writing about, what we've been thinking in terms of, a recent experience or a customer journey, and talking about it and making those connections and then sharing that story with others and then gives others a chance to see a different side of you. I like that idea. It's a chance to present a different side of yourself, um, a chance to tell your stories because we have so many stories, but it's how we tell those stories. What are the things we choose to focus on? What what does that experience mean to us? What is the meaning we give to something? And the way we talk about it and the way we share allows people to get to know more about us. And that is powerful. That is really good and unique and helps you to remain authentic. So for that reason, I've kind of enjoyed the 4 days and all of that posting. And I'm just happy also because it is a bit of a struggle to do all of this on top of everything else. So it tends to be I start in the morning kind of having a think about it and I put some notes down, but then as the day progresses, it's like, oh my God, there's no time. Gotta get this out there. But then it's done, and when it's done, I'm like, I'm happy. So I'm happy that I've been able to do it because as I said, it's the first time for me. So I don't take it for granted that, it's going to be a breeze or that I'm going to be able to do it. I'm really hoping to be able to do the 30 days, but yeah, good so far. How about you, Krista?
Um, when you were talking about, it's so much about the four daily questions or prompts is so much about ourselves, right? Which is hard for a lot of people to talk about themselves. And that's the point of the first week, is to get all this out in the open. Because sometimes we feel that our friends, of our connections know us and our business so well. Actually, they don't. They don't know anything about us. And sometimes even though we can write a post about perhaps an award that we received, or the new job that we have, or the new customer that we got, it's just one part of what they see online. But through these four daily prompts that encourage people to write four daily stories about themselves, who inspires them, all these things, is deeply personal. And when it's deeply personal, like you said, people really want to engage because they see something of themselves in the stories as well. And I've had so much fun tagging people. Like when I did the Who Inspired You post, I tagged my professor, I tag all these different people. It's also appreciation. Like sometimes I mean I wouldn't go up to him and say, "Oh, thank you so much for being my teacher when I was in university." But by tagging him, he sees it. And not only he sees it, his friends will see it, or his circle will see it, right? So I guess it's kind of like it's a good ripple effect that goes out, that people say, "Oh, I didn't know that this person was a teacher in this university way back then." So I guess what I'm trying to say is through deeply personal stories, we engage so much more with other people compared to a post like, "Hey, look at me. I got this award. Hey, look at me. I got this new job." That doesn't tell us anything. And that's where the emotional storytelling comes in. And that is what I feel, even though this week one is a tough week because it deals with a lot of emotions and personal stories, it is also a way for other people to understand us and know us better than just a picture, or something that we just post up, just like two sentences or three sentences. It's a lot deeper than that. So which I enjoy, even though it is also a struggle for me because I was just thinking like I can't pin down to one person. I just can't.
That was a hard one. That was really hard. I was like, all the names you leave off.
Yeah. It's like, it's like you winning the Grammy Awards and you standing on stage and figure out, oh, who shall I thank? Oh my God, the whole world is watching. If I leave someone out, I feel bad. If I put everyone in, it'll be too
Yes,
long, right?
I was feeling
Right?
that. I'm like, oh, all the names that I'm leaving out here. That was a
Yeah.
very hard one. All right, we
And
got
I'm
a
so,
couple of
and
minutes
I was
left.
so, okay, so I wanted to touch on this little thing, right? What's your tip on creating the post? Creating your post, your draft. I know you mentioned that briefly just now, like you say you have to think about it, but do you have a process on creating that?
Yeah, so because we've got a couple of minutes left, I wanted to now dive deep into a couple of tips that can help people. So for me, I always work in a Word document. I need to be able to, one, I don't want to lose it if you're just drafting directly in LinkedIn. But two, I just want to be able to put down a couple of bullet points and just figure out what I want to say, have a rough idea. From the bullet points, expand a little bit, make a couple of notes. So I try to find a pocket of time where I can, like, maybe half an hour where I can just free flow, let everything out once I've got those notes. But I also realize it does take a bit of time. And the tendency has been for me to write a longer posts, which is not my intention at all. But it just, once you start getting into it, it just flows. And next thing you know, it's 500 words. How the heck did we get to this point? Certainly don't want to write this long. So I will tell you, don't feel like you might see a couple of these posts that I do or Krista do, and they're all long, and you might feel we have to write long posts. No, you don't. Your post could be 3 sentences if it needs to be. What is more important for me is that you have written a post as opposed to the length of the post, right? And of course, it is way easier to write a longer post than it is to write a shorter post. Significantly more pressure there. So that's why my posts are quite long, because I've got all these things that I want to say, and then I try to cut it down. So keeping it in a Word doc is one. Two, having a plan. But that's just naturally me. I'm not the sort that just whatever comes into my head. I need to think about what I'm writing, and I think about what outcome I want at the end, what I want people to know about me in relation to I want to try and answer the question, because it is possible that you might go off track and kind of go down another rabbit hole, and next thing you know, there's a whole bunch of stories, and this is not answering the question. No, it's not answering the question. So answering the question, keeping it short, having a plan. I think these are the rough ideas I would share. And As much as I can, I try to make sure, especially when I'm talking about myself, I share my personal stories, my journey, my experiences, my thoughts, my emotions, because then it helps you to understand, because I'm writing about me anyway, right? I don't want the post to be about giving advice or distancing myself from the topic. I want to stick myself into it and let you see what I'm thinking or feeling. And so I'm fully into the post so that you can see a part of me. And I think that's very important when you're writing those sort of posts, which are deeply personal. They've got to be able to see the individual, right? You, the human emotion, the human side of things in those posts. So keeping it real, and as true to you and in your own voice. So I know for some people, they might be using chat GPT or kind of tools. I'm all for using tools, but you have to make sure that you're still, authentic and using your own voice. So yeah. What about you?
Yeah. So my process similar to yours. I would think about the question and then I'll write some short notes. I also use a Google Doc. I think that's easier. I actually have a Google Doc that I've named 30-day challenge, and I list down day one question, then I answer it, day two question, answer it, right? And I make sure that I have a rough draft. And once I have a rough draft, I would start writing something. And like you, I always end up writing too much because when I copy and paste that into LinkedIn, and they tell me you've exceeded your word limit. Oh, so then I
Me
go
too.
back to the document, I delete it, and if I'm feeling really lazy, I pop it into ChatGPT so that it can help me shorten it a little bit without losing the essence of my story. But then when I take it back, I would usually try and adjust so that it sounds still, cohesive as a story, still sounds like me. And yeah, and then I'll copy that and I'll paste it into LinkedIn. But the other thing is right now, I started going through my photo gallery and I wanted to find photos that are relevant to the post and people that I've taken pictures with. So yeah, that takes a bit of time, just finding the photos. But once I have it, I'll just put it in, have a read through quickly, and just click publish or post. Was it called post or publish? I can't remember. And then that's it. And then I leave it. Because go if I go and look at it for the third or fourth or fifth time, I know there's something in it that I want to change. And so I know I have that tendency to do that. So it's gonna kill me if I go through the post a fifth time and try to change things up again. But yeah, that's my process. So if this helps anyone who's watching this and thinking, what is the process of writing a post on LinkedIn? This is my process, this is Rowena's process. uh, just have it in a document somewhere so that you can go and refer to it later. But keep those things easy on you. Don't have too many tools, don't have too many things, but just yeah, keep it easy and say don't second guess yourself the moment you post it.
Those are great tips. Yep, I agree.
Yeah. So now the other thing I was thinking, should I do a video now to answer the questions? I'm not too sure.
Well, it did cross my mind when I saw the website and the fact that we can do it in so many ways. I mean, I typically use text and then I have a supporting image, but yeah, video could be one way,
Maybe we could
something
challenge
to think
ourselves with a
about.
video. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so for those who are interested in taking part in our challenge, you can go to tinyurl.com/30 as a 30 day visibility challenge. And you will find the page, you'll find the link to sign up. And once you sign up, you'll be asked to click a link to get into our private Telegram group where you will get the daily prompts. So again, our aim is to help you build momentum, build confidence, and share your stories with the world so that more people know about the great work that you do. Last words, Rowena?
Just do it.
Okay, just do it.
Just do it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just do it. So we'll be doing more of this BTS as we go along in our visibility challenge to keep you updated on what we feel and how we're feeling as week one, week two, week three, week four passes. And yeah, and hope that you will be able to be with us on this challenge as well. So we will see you in our next BTS video.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.